Hello and welcome. Sorry about the background noise. And let me just set things up. Let's have some music. Actually, give me 1 second. Over there. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Sorry about that. I just need to deal with some background noise there. So, yes, let me just get set up there. No, that's not what I want. I want this. And now I have a single thing there. Daily NFT market analysis live stream kicking off now. Join in to ask questions or just hang out. Maybe I'll pre-populate this message in the future, but for now, see, my system is evolving very slowly, but tonight I might have a long coding session where I might be able to do some progress on this. Yeah, cool. And it should now be going out. Let's just double check that it's gone out. This is the first time that I've use this double system, just to be on the safe side. Yes, it's gone out. Fantastic. Welcome to development and beta testing live with it's not gone to, oh yeah, it has gone to Discord. Fantastic. Okay, so we know that it works now. Thanks for your patience. Let me turn down the music, and welcome to the daily NFT market health analysis with me, Daniel Tenner, aka Swombat. Emug, if you want me to look at a project, just join the Discord. The link is in the description, and get it added to the list, and I'll get to it at some point. I haven't really looked into it enough to have an opinion about it right now. So today we're going to look at charts and what's going on with the markets from a perspective of data rather than vibes, which is like we're going to look kind of at both, like, you know, try to make some kind of theories about what might be happening with the market, knowing that, you know, what I'm offering here are theories. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just some dude on the internet, and you should probably make your own theories and just use my stuff, my data and my theories as fodder for your own theory making, so that they are your theories rather than just something you heard. And what we're seeing is that, so this is the charts without Azuki, and we're seeing it like a nice rebound in the last day. I was quite surprised by this. I also went and tried to investigate whether it's a rebound that's to do with where the price continues to dip, and actually there's been a little bit of a bump in price as well, and we're seeing this across the board. So there's, like, you know, it's going up here, it's going up here, it's going up here, and if we look at the bar charts just to check that it's not some kind of freak occurrence in all of those, we can see that no, there's actually like a proper rebound in volume there. This was a sell-off when the market was panicking. The market is not really panicking anymore now. It's morose, but it's not panicking. So then, like, there's still possible that this is liquidation, like people trying to get out of the market. Similarly here and here. But even here, like, you know, across the board, there's increased volumes. Maybe the prices have corrected to a point where people feel like, okay, now that everybody's fearful and the prices are low, it's time to get in. Maybe that's what's happening. Or maybe it's something else. And one of the things I tried to do while writing the thread was to try and figure out, well, have prices gone up or not? And obviously I have my charts here. There is a price index. It's hard to tell, but there is a tiny little rebound in price there. Like the external tools were surprisingly unhelpful, because if you look at, so I looked at Flips Finance and Nifty price, and I got two vastly different answers. So Nifty price, which has very accurate floor price tracking, somehow tells me that, you know, these are the numbers. And if I go to Flips Finance, which I guess also has fairly accurate price tracking, I get, oh, now it's changed. Right, so it's updated suddenly after I tweeted them and asked, like, what the hell is going on? Maybe this changes just once a day. Maybe that's what's happening, and maybe it was just not updated yet. Okay. So then, okay, now, so like, just to show you what I had was, what I was looking at was this. which looks rather different than what they're showing now. So now they're showing a fair amount of green, still some stuff that's collapsed. But I was looking at this and I was like, that doesn't match up what we're seeing here. And does this now match up? Where's Basie? 1 point. It's still a different number. Still here it says 9.78% in the last 24 hours. And 24 hours should be 24 hours from now. Now it says 12%. Like, these keep changing all the time. Don't know what the hell is going on with these, but it makes them a relatively poor indicator of because it just, in a very volatile market, if the 20, I don't know, like, I'm finding these quite difficult to get a good sense of. So I went and just used good old brains to try and figure out what is going on. And I know that Bored Ape was down to 90 and even just a bit below, and Mutant Apes was well below 20, and they clearly have bumped up. And I can tell that some things have gone up. Even Azuki has gone up, which is another story in and of itself. But there's clearly some things that have bumped up. So it's not everything dropping. There is some kind of demand behind those that volume. It's not just like there's some stuff still dropping, some stuff rising. And so it's not just a liquidation rally. If it was just people accepting WETH offers, wrapped ETH offers, and just trying to get out of the market, it wouldn't be showing this. It would be showing a continued drop, which is what I was expecting to see happen. At best, I was expecting to see this and the price going down, or this is what we said yesterday. Instead, we're seeing a rebound a little bit sooner. Will that last? I don't know. This line still looks, it's still holding. It might go down like this. It might be that instead of going quite like this one did, we get actually this pattern a bit earlier, where it goes like this, and it sort of hangs down here and then goes down and sort of continues like this. Obviously I can't tell the future, but the reason why I'm feeling this way is because I'm also considering the sort of fundamentals of the market around all this. And whilst, yes, the NFT market exists in its own bubble in some sort of way and stuff, and it can thrive when everything else is not doing great, at the same time it is affected, especially the top end of the market, I think, will be quite affected. And in the NFT market, it's kind of a parallel, so everything will be actually affected by the general state of the market. And last time, which was less than a year ago, because this market is less than a year old, or is about a year old. Last time we had a bull market, yes, crypto was kind of in the dumps, but the general stock market, economy and stuff was doing okay. Whilst right now, everything is bad, everybody's afraid everywhere. People don't know where to stick their money to be able to preserve it. Probably NFTs that swing by 50% day by day are not the first thought that people have on where do I want to put my money. And my understanding of what's happening is that until as long as the central banks keep upping the interest rates, the markets are going to remain fearful and keep dropping. And I don't think they're going to stop doing that until inflation is under control. And they can't confirm that inflation is under control until many months. So in the optimistic scenario, we have 6 months of this still to go. That doesn't mean we can't, I would be the first one to be surprised and very pleased if this actually starts going up instead. I have NFTs that I would sell in those circumstances that I would try to get out of, and I'd be quite happy if we actually get that bull market that has been promised to us twice now and taken away by a Yuga Labs event. As long as Yuga Labs sits on their hands and this recovers, who knows, maybe we will get a bull market. But I don't think so somehow. I don't know. I don't expect so, but who knows? Maybe this stabilizes here and starts rising again now. That would certainly be nice. I would like that. Nobody's promising bull markets, but we had 2 periods of rising volumes here and here. And the last time we had this, which was here, back in December, it was followed by a bull market. And my hypothesis in tracking this top 10 has always been that when the volumes, because these are volume charts, and it's always been that when the volumes increase, that ends up leading to a bull market. When there's more and more trading activity among the top 10, eventually that spills over to other NFT collections and leads to a generalized bull market. And we had that happen in December. It was confirmed here, and it didn't happen these two times. We had increasing volumes, but no bull market in both of those. Instead, what we had was these spikes here, which were here the ApeCoin sale and here the other side sale, which both led to a turnaround where the volume started decreasing. I'll handle the question about Ape like after the charts. But so my general context there, my general context is that I think markets are still going to be pretty sad for a few months. And I mean, a few months is a very long time in NFT, so we could have multiple booms and bust cycles in that time. But I'm not expecting a bull market at this point. I would be pleasantly surprised if that happens. Yeah, I said months. If we look at the other indices, we see that, like, those three thermometers thrust at random points in the sort of melting pot of NFT projects are all showing a sort of sharp rebound. But they're all also, like, it's going to be similar for Zeneca Old, Zeneca New, and the women-led projects, where they're all at relatively low volumes. None of them are at, like, particularly impressive volumes. This is Zeneca Old, this is Zeneca New. Yes, it's rebounded there, but if you look in context, we're still very low. My mouse keeps getting caught. We're still very low. Let me shift this. And if you look at the women-led projects, yes, it's also had a rebound, but again, it's like at the end of this just long, slow decrease into relevancy. So that's also partly because some of these projects in these indices are dying, but the point is, there's not like a kind of massive rebound of activity in any of those. There's just a rebound that's sort of commensurate with, like, it's a rebound to where we were like a few days ago, basically, in terms of activity. So that can be different from price. If we have a look at crypto as well, just for a bit of completeness here, and let me just arrange this so I can see what you can see. We can see that we are getting this kind of rally here, but here as well, it's the same situation. I think the general economic context is bad, and I think that whilst this is a nice rebound, and I hope that it goes a little bit higher still, I don't think it's going to. I think it's probably not going to get even close to this line. If it does, then I'll be converting half my crypto into, or like maybe more than half my crypto into cash to be able to buy when the next bit of collapse happens, because I don't think this is going to stay up there. But so we're getting a little bit of a rally here, but how long it lasts, well, is anyone's guess. And based on the fact, so if we look at the Nasdaq, it's like gone down. I mean, yes, it's a green candle, but it's still like down overall. The FTSE is getting a little bit of a bounce today, maybe because they're happy that 90,000 people are going to be out of work if Boris Johnson gets his way. I don't know. Hope not. There is one positive thing. I've been talking about how I don't think anything's going to turn around until we get that kind of market capitulation. And you can see that, like, I mean, one of the signals for that is the volume on the weekly chart. And here, and I've been saying, like, I want to see a volume like this. And we still have 2.5 days to go and only this much volume to make. So I think this could be the market capitulation this week, which doesn't mean that this is the bottom. If you look here, there was a market capitulation, then it continued trending downwards slowly, like, and bleeding for like another couple of months. But at least it's the beginning of the end, if that is what it is. Whilst if we didn't have that market capitulation, I'd be more inclined to believe that we still have more and more bleeding to go before we start turning around. So, I mean, it could be that it's only a couple of months before the crypto starts turning around, whatever the Fed does with interest rates, or it could be 6 months. I mean, I don't know. I'm just presenting theories, and I hope that you're able to use these as information to make up your own mind about what might happen. I'm not I'm not a wizard. I can't predict the future, and if I could, I don't know. I might still be making videos because they're fun, but chances are that I don't know. I'd have an editing team at least for my videos. So let's look at the questions, and feel free to ask more questions if you want, and I'll do my best to answer them. So what's your take on Ape after today's pump? Will it last and keep up, or is it just a momentum destined to go up again, or go down again? Well, here I have a kind of very unpopular opinion. I know everybody's bullish on, like most people are bullish on the Yuga Labs. Okay, hold on. Let's look at Luna, since somebody wants to watch some. Oh no, we can't actually. It's been delisted from here. It's not on Binance anymore. Let's see if it's elsewhere. Poor thing. There you go. It's on Bitfinex. No, that can't be correct. I think it was much lower than that. They must have stopped tracking it here as well. FTX. Right, that's more like it. Anyway, it's now like you now count the price of Luna as in the number of zeros here. If you buy Luna now, you're insane. There is no chance for it to recover from here. Not a chance. Anyway, what's my take on Ape? So I've got a slightly contrarian view there, which is that everybody thinks that Yuga Labs, is always going to be doing like you can't fade Yuga Labs. Don't assume that they're not going to do well and stuff like that. I think my sense is that, like, I did a review of BASI back in November, and at the time they definitely had utility. Like, the club utility was very strong there. I've spoken to people who are in BASI, and they don't find much utility from that club anymore these days. So it doesn't feel like it's serving that. It's not serving that to the tune of $300,000 per NFT, or 200 by, like, what's the price of? Yeah, it's $200,000 worth of NFTs at this point, thanks to ETH being at 2K. So I don't think the utility matches the real utility matches the price anymore at this point. I think the reason why people are buying BASI and like Yuga Labs NFTs at this point is basically speculation. I mean, there are some people like Justin Bieber or something who are just buying it because they want to flex. I'm not sure if it gives you a line around the block if you open a sandwich shop. Like, I don't think, yeah, I mean, maybe we give you, maybe you might buy it as an advertising thing. Okay, there might be some, but still 200K is quite a lot. It's fairly expensive. Although arguably you can sell it back unless the market is crashing, which it is right now. I think the main utility that Yuga Labs have been providing recently has been more the free money utility, which I've also labeled the get rich quick as a service utility, which if you bought and hold the Yuga Labs, you made a lot of money from basically selling to future investors who wanted to also get into the Yuga Labs ecosystem. But that model, whilst it's a great way for Yuga Labs to raise money, is not very good for investors, because if you're basically just buying, like, it's just not, you can't have everybody just buying into the fact that they're going to be able to flip for the next person, like flip to the next person by buying something, and Yuga Labs continues to execute amazingly well and everything just goes up forever. It doesn't really work like that. I mean, I've used the word Ponzi to describe this kind of model before, and I think it's not unfair. So I feel like every project in NFT lands and in crypto tends to tap a little bit into Ponzinomics, but the question is the balance between the two, and the balance for Bored Apes, for Yuga Labs, used to be more on the utility side and less on the Ponzi side. And I feel, and that's my opinion, and I'm just some dude on the internet, but I feel like the balance has shifted more towards the Ponzinomics side and less towards the utility side. And I think the Ape coin is part of that as well. So I'm not very bullish on that or that ecosystem in the long term. That doesn't mean it can't do amazingly well in the short term, and maybe it will, if we look at the price of Ape now, USDT. Like, should we be comparing things to USDT? Isn't that a bit risky? Like, it's doing better than a lot of other cryptos, definitely. This was the peak when other side launched and everything just went nuts, and a lot of people lost a lot of money on this downside here. And yeah, I mean, they're still able to drive a lot of attention, and as long as the hype meta is still operational, I think people are going to, like, Ape is still going to be viable. But unless Yuga Labs does something that matches, like, you know, the amount of Ponzinomics that they've used with some kind of really strong utility, I'm not bullish myself on this. And I could be completely wrong about this, so, you know, please take this as just an opinion. Thanks, Daniel. So let's just say that as of now can be a good quick buy sell at our own risk, of course. Well, I mean, I don't know, like, you know, we're already in the suckers, in the rally, which could be a suckers rally. How long it lasts is anyone's guess. I think when it starts losing steam, it's probably more the time to sell rather than to buy. And is it losing steam already? Well, if you look at the 1 hour chart, it had a good rise here, like it had a good rise here, then a bit of a break, good rise here, a bit of a break. How many more of these is going to get? It's a good guessing game, but if you buy the top one because you're like, okay, now it's confirmed it's definitely rising, that's usually when it starts going down. So be careful with playing that game. I mean, I don't like playing the trading game because you have to just watch the everything like a hawk all the time. It's a lot of work, and it's easy to get things wrong. I mean, it's easy to get things wrong investing as well, but it's at least more relaxing. What you say makes sense. It doesn't take into account that PFP are becoming a digital identities, which has value in itself if it's a massive brand like Basie. Well, yeah, I mean, like the whole digital identity play. So the thing is, you also have to disentangle, like, you know, there's a lot of concepts mixed in, I think. And again, this is all my opinion, but there's a lot of concepts mixed into the whole NFT world over the last 9 months or something, or year, like, you know, metaverse and land and digital identity and profile pictures and all these kind of things mixed together into some kind of like nice soup that's quite attractive to get people to believe that this is going to be the future. And whilst, yes, like, you know, the concept of digital identity is definitely a powerful concept, the idea that the concept like that digital so I accept the idea that digital identity is an important and powerful concept that's going to be part of our future. What's not been proven is that profile pictures from profile picture connections play a part in that future, and maybe they do. It's definitely possible, but it's definitely not guaranteed. Why do you believe that? What is the piece of evidence that tells you that profile pictures per se have an importance like this in our future? Yes, having some kind of avatars, if there is some sort of 3D worlds that we play in at some point 5 to 10 years in the future, that might be important. Why would that necessarily be based on the profile pictures of today? I mean, it might be a really niche thing. It might, like, for all you know, like in 10 years when metaverse actually becomes real, yeah, there'll be some people who have Basie models as their avatars, and they'll be about as niche as people who dress up to play Dungeons and Dragons. You don't know how niche is going to be at that point. If it is that niche, then it's not going to be worth $300,000. There's going to be a few people who are still part of this thing that have been doing it for 10 years who are like, yeah, like, you know, Basie rode it from 0.05 ETH to like 100 ETH and then back down to 0.05 ETH. So, yeah, I mean, maybe. But I'm not convinced. I don't see that the link is necessary there in the long term. Yeah, Instagram is going to try to capitalize on this, like, a bit late, as Meta usually does, as Facebook usually does. Like, I don't want to call them Meta, but that doesn't, like, again, like, you know, there's a really interesting concept that I got from a podcast the other day, which was from that's Stephen O'Shaughnessy or something from the Bankless podcast, which was, be very careful when people inject an axiom into your thinking. They sort of like assert something as a truth and you don't examine it. And that can lead to very dangerous thinking. And I don't necessarily accept that the profile picture projects that exist today will necessarily play a part in the future digital identities. They might do, it's possible, but that's not 100% certainty. That's maybe like a 50-50, I think, at this point. And if they do, then yes, then there's another axiom that comes in, or another assertion that comes in, which is that the specific one that you're bought in will be one of those that plays a part. And that's another hurdle that needs to be jumped, which makes this, to me, not a very reliable source of value to invest in. I'd rather invest in something where I know that they're going to deliver utility in the next, like that's useful now. Also because this idea of like digital identity is evolving and it's still very unclear what it is. And we don't know how, we don't know how valuable it will be, or what kind of, how the value will be locked up in those, and how long that's going to take. That might be years. Well, something that delivers utility right now, well, you can tell that the utility is there. If you buy an access token to, I don't know, some tool that you want to use, you're getting the value right now. You're not needing to wait 10 years to find out if it's valuable or not. I hope these answers help. I know I'm being a bit skeptical here, and it's just my perspective. Remember, I don't know for sure, and I might be completely wrong about this. And if I'm completely wrong about this, then there's going to be a lot of very happy, rich people with these with these digital identities. To be fair, I'll be happy as well. I own a whole bunch of PFPs, so I'll be quite happy if they're worth lots. It's just one of the things I'm happy to be wrong about. Are there any other questions? I'll put on the music. To help draw out the questions, as usual. Music is like a kind of a salve that helps the questions come out. Yeah, ETH at 2000. Not very happy there. But, the thing is, my view is, if you're investing in NFTs, you're investing in small businesses, and small businesses can realistically have 100x returns, over a year or two, as they bootstrap and get launched, especially in NFT land, where they can work so fast, and they get this kind of dynamite of attention from the NFT world. So if you buy something in ETH, let's say you bought your ETH at the top at 5k, and you invest it at 2k, and by the time you exit for 100x, it's at 1k. So you lost a 5x on your ETH, but you've gained 100x on the NFT. That's still 20x on your investment, which is still pretty damn amazing. So yes, of course, it's nicer if you bought at 1k and it's at 5k, and you've also done 100x on your investment, but you can't have everything. So, yeah. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any more questions. So thank you very much for dialing in. I'm not going to be doing a project review today. As a reminder, also tomorrow and Sunday, so Saturday and Sunday, I'm not going to be doing a live stream because I'll be out spending time with some friends at a birthday in a house in the countryside. And so I won't be doing a live stream from there. But I'll be back on Monday on the usual schedule, and project reviews as well on Monday and so on. And if you want to add a project, so eMug, if you want to add Milady Maker to the list, just jump into the Discord and suggest it. The link is in the description, and I'll add it to the list, and it'll get voted on, and maybe it will get reviewed. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend, and see you on Monday. Take care. Oh, and I'll be releasing a podcast. I'll be recording a podcast in about half an hour. So watch out for the podcast coming out, where Gabriella and I will be talking about all the events of the week. So that could be more fun, and you get a different perspective as well, so from her analysis. And she has a lot of crypto experience, so she might be able to give a lot more interesting insights about this. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.